Dark and spooky as we going here. Good morning, YouTube. Glad you could join me here on a great Saturday. And I say that because I can't turn my camera, but it's actually, we had a little bit of moisture overnight. A lot of lightning, but a little bit of moisture. Let's see if I can get the old Jake man here. See what his phone number is. There it is. And I think that's it. We'll find out. Morning, Waylon.
Yellow.
960 KFLN. Tell me the phrase that pays. No, not even
What's
one
happening?
Phrase. Just got on YouTube here, entertaining the two people that are watching as I bullshit my way until the start of it.
There you go.
Get your showers last night, overnight?
It's raining. It's raining hard.
Is it really? Bastards.
Well,
See how you are.
not raining over there.
It is not.
Oh.
No. Little shower about 1 o'clock last night. Shit ton of lightning. I was out on fire watch for until about 2:30, I suppose.
No, I got up at 5:30 and let the dogs out, and it's raining harder. So
Great for you guys.
looks like it's been raining all night. Not a very good day for antelope hunting, but
Oh, it's a beautiful day for antelope hunting.
yeah,
Just think of this. They're not going to get overheated and all that when you're driving around.
good and slimy.
That's fine. I would rather have a day like today than all summer that we've had, man.
Right. You and I both.
A little windy out, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah, that it is.
So I did a little survey on my Facebook.
Okay.
I ran across a shit ton of dead deer down on the river here, and I know what's going around no matter where you're at. So my post was something along the lines of, do you think, with all the dead deer, a lot of EHD, blue tongue, whatever you want to call it, there's a shit ton of people reporting dead deer. And so I posted the question, what do you think the Game and Fish should do? Keep the season open, let people get what they can find, close it up, just close whitetail, let the mule deer guys go because it takes forever to get a mule deer tag in this side of the state, So there was some spirited conversation on the comments, which was pretty good. So you and I might dive into that and discuss some of that and see what we would do. I personally think they should, they let you, if you have an archery tag and you're worried about it, you can turn your tag in for like $20. And or you can keep it, So are they going to do that for rifle season? I don't know.
Right.
Raining in Pierre, South Dakota. All right. Big Daddy Dave, good morning, man. Still waiting on the promo and liners. I forgot all about those. Yeah. Shoot.
Yeah, it's definitely a bad year all the way around.
Well, that with as dry as it is, I would be fine with I'd be fine with them closing the season down.
Right.
Let the people keep either you have a choice of keeping your points for your tags for next year or keep your tag for next year. If it's a coveted mule deer tag, keep it. Let them use it next year. I don't know.
Yeah, it's and we're different than you too, so that that kind of makes a little bit of a difference. So,
but you're coming at it from a different perspective, which is kind of good too.
Right.
Which is good. Talk about different states, and you guys get all the rain, So,
yeah.
I tell you, Tori Spring showed me. She sent me a Snapchat of heifers in her. Somebody dropped heifers in their corral, and Kelly took off for 2 days, and whatever, and it's green as hell down in Ekalaka. So people must be praying.
Yeah, well, that's like the Garden of Eden down there.
I don't know.
So I had a guy from North Carolina bring me in a bull elk stuck with an arrow.
Nice.
Never seen an elk in his life. First day out, one walks right up to him and he sticks it with an arrow.
Good grief.
And gets his elk, and then they proceed to turn 80% of this elk into sausage.
80% of it?
So that's what I was working on the last couple of days, and they stopped in yesterday to pick some of it up, and I said, most people don't do this. And I said, this is going to be a hefty little bill here, and so I guess
back loin steaks, you got roasts, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, no roast whatsoever. They only wanted a little bit of hamburger, and the rest of it on the steaks they could get, and the rest of it was sausage.
Mm.
So
elk burger's good. I like elk burger.
Yeah, I can't eat elk anymore, so I got to stay away from it. But I did like elk burger.
You ate way too much of it, I suppose.
For some reason, elk makes my gout flare up instantly, and the other stuff isn't so bad, but
gotcha.
Elk is horrendous.
Interesting. My father-in-law has gout.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see if he's been eating elk. Yeah. No, I didn't know that. Station's 115.
Yeah, some things.
Sorry about that.
It's all right. Some things set it off just lickety split, and other things that are supposed to don't. So. and as I age, more things set it off. So imagine that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll have fun here. May give some stuff away. Station's 45 seconds. 45 seconds. Make sure I got my poop in a group here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of a little sleepy after being on fire watch for a few hours this morning.
Yeah, I'm sure.
30 second stations. All right, I'm going to turn you down, Jake, here, and we'll be with you shortly. Stand by. Stations. 15 seconds coming up. 15 seconds on mark. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Saturday edition of Dakota Prairie Outdoors. Good to have you, and it's heard all across the Dakota Territory on great radio stations like KFYR in Bismarck, Mandan. It's on KOLY in Mobridge, KGFX in Pierre, South Dakota, KLTC in Dickinson, and KCJB in the Minot area, as well as all around the world on my YouTube channel, Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio. Good morning for those watching and listening. Good to have you along. You can live chat with me through YouTube. You can live chat with me on most social media platforms. I say most because I don't have all of them. You can also call in and join the conversation this morning at 888-932-5682. That's 888-932-5682. It is toll free. Or you can just text me what you're thinking, 701-425-6651. My guest this hour is Jake Wagner from Hang & W Meats over in Baker, Montana. On your opening archery today, opening antelope today for firearms. Is that right?
Yep.
There you are.
Yep, today is the opener. Yep.
Opener today and raining like crazy in Baker.
Well, it does happen, I guess, once a year, so I guess that's the day.
Well, you might as well. We need moisture so bad. I know you're in the same situation that we are over here across the river, and man, oh man, is it powdery dry. When you see, it's easy. I was fixing fence. Well, I always fix fence, but the other day I was fixing fence, and one of the really, really deep pasture. It's got just deep canyons going into the Little Missouri River. Kicked up one mule deer buck, and it was so easy to see where he was going because everywhere he went, there was a little cloud of dirt and dust everywhere he went. Oh.
Yeah, that I believe.
Then I got down to one other part of the river, and I counted 13 dead whitetail down there, Jake. 13 of them, and all does, by the way. I found 4 bucks on a lease property, 4 other does in that yard, and things are a little bit scary. But we're not going to talk about that because I put that on my Facebook, and I told you about that. And everybody's waiting. They're texting me all what they're finding in their areas, which is good. We'll get to it here. But first, coming up in Baker, a lot of people. I talked to my taxidermist the other day, Jake, from New England. And I forgot something there since 2018. And I said, hey, she wants to go be part more of the community side of things. I said, have you ever heard of the wild game feed over in Baker, Montana? So we got another family coming over here on November 13th, and she's excited.
There you go.
Yeah, she's excited. She wants to call her dad and invite him. He gets into all this. Every year they go out on a hunt like down in Texas or someplace for exotics. So I got to see, I think it's a coos deer that she got. I think it was phenomenal. Yeah. So, but yeah, let's talk about it here before we get into talking about guns and everything else here that we can stir the pot. That's what we do in the mornings and Saturday mornings when everybody's sitting in their pickups waiting to scout antelope in Montana, or North and South Dakota are both open as well. It's the opening pheasant season in North and South Dakota today too, Jake. So people are waiting to get out and do that as well. And so while they're doing that, let's talk about here. November 13th, Fallon County Fairgrounds, just south of Baker, just a little bit. What's going on? Guns, grub, and games.
That's right. Well, it's an annual event. Obviously, last year we did an online version of it, which it worked. Yeah. This year, we're going back in full force, and we have a lot of stuff to give away. Guns, I'm bumping up around 100 to give away. I have hunts. I have all kinds of stuff. I got some fat beef that are cut up and wrapped and ready to go. And I mean, we got some really, really good stuff this year. So
what does it cost to get into this soiree?
It doesn't cost anything to go to it. The food, which is all wild game, and I would say I cook 75% of it, and I have some ladies that do the other 25%. The food is a free will donation. The games, we have games for little kids. We have games for older kids, and obviously games for adults. And those just vary in price. We have auctions, which Scott Bachmeyer comes and does our auctioning for us and does a great job. You never know.
Jake, I heard he's a hell of a guy.
Yeah. He's right up there at the top. I won't disagree with that one bit.
I have a whole lot of listening audience. They're shaking their head and eyes rolling right now too.
You tried to catch me off guard, but you didn't.
You got it. Yeah. No, the auctions are fun because, I mean, there's so many different ones you can get in. There's guaranteed auctions. I mean, almost all of them are guaranteed when you win something and you buy something.
Yep. Yeah, all the auctions are guaranteed. So, yeah, you're going to get something.
Yeah. And the wild game, first off, I see here the flyer that your lovely bride sent me. And by the way, she's watching on YouTube this morning. So evidently.
Oh, man. Oh, really? I didn't think she'd be up this early.
Are you batching it this weekend? Is that what's happening?
Yeah. Just me and the dogs.
You and the dogs. Elk, deer, buffalo, antelope, moose. That's what's on the docket for the wild game. Now, if somebody's listening and says, you know what? I got some wild game in my, some strange stuff like mountain lion or, I don't know, coos deer or whatever like that. Could they donate it still? Is that still possible?
Yeah, if it's something exotic, I wouldn't turn it away. There's some, we actually do have mountain lion. It's probably not on that list, but we do have mountain lion this year. I do have wild hog also. I should have some, I believe, exotic ram on top of all that you listed. But if they got something exotic, I mean, I'd definitely take a look at it because, bears are hard to get a hold of, and lions and, moose and all that stuff is hard to get a hold of. So.
I I just got a picture sent to me last night. Somebody got his moose once in a lifetime tag in the North Dakota side. And I'll tell you this right now. What's the best way to eat moose? Is it moose burger? Is it moose steaks? What is it?
I haven't had moose in a bad way yet. I know I hear
Really?
people that have, and we've got 2 moose, and I haven't had a bad piece yet. I like it steaks and burger myself. I think it's the very best of the wild game. I don't think I've ever had anything top it.
So that's one wild game that you say is top of the list. That's it. That's even better than elk?
Yep.
Really? I'll be done.
Yep. I'd almost say it's better, in my opinion, I would almost say it's better than beef.
Really? Now that's reaching out there and saying something.
Yep.
Now I got to go get some.
It's got almost a sweet taste to it. It's really good.
So the chances of having moose steaks at the wild game feed, probably could you sneak one in the back for me and have it separate?
I can do that. I still have some steaks left out of mine.
Really?
I can do that. Oh yeah.
I've never had one. Never have had moose, so that would be something I'd like to have. Barbecued moose ribs are awesome. A text message was sent. Barbecued moose ribs. I've never had that either. Look at all this here. We got all kinds of people hungry this morning listening all the way through here. But yeah, November 13th at the fairgrounds, Baker, Montana. And it says some tickets are on sale at 4 p.m. What's is that some of the raffle tickets?
All the tables, all the games we're gonna try to start them at 4:00, where you can buy your raffle tickets for your bucket raffles. And then we have other ones, you can buy as many chances as you want to win the prize. All that kind of stuff will start at 4. The kids' games will start, the little kids will start shortly after that. Food starts at 4. And we're just trying to get stuff rolling a little earlier because, as you know, it's a long, big night. So we're just trying to get a jump on it.
It might be a long night, but it's a fun night. Everything keeps rolling very, very well. And, hopefully you have the Devin coming back and helping. But we'll talk more about it. We're up against our first break. Jake Wagner from Hang and W Meats in Baker, Montana is our guest here, back after these messages.
Pfeiffer's Western team of Andy Murdoch and Jim Savvy would like to invite you to sit down and talk about the future of land planning. Whether you're looking at selling, buying, or options to hand it down to the next generation, Andy and Jim will lay out all of the options for you. It's a great time to buy or sell, and with interest rates to make it profitable. Pfeiffer's Western team, Andy Murdoch and Jim Savvy. For more information or land updates, go to Pfeiffers.com.
Rockin' 7W has all the panels you need. Freestanding panels, windbreak panels, feeder panels, and the original protester panel. If you don't know what that is, it's a sort panel that makes sorting calves from a cow a breeze. You can do it in a fraction of time with just one person on foot or horseback. You can custom order sizes to fit your current operation, or you can start from scratch. Rockin' 7W also does trailer repair on any size trailers, mobile welding, and custom cattle hauling. Call Justin at Rockin' 7W at 701-206-1030. That's 701-206-1030. Rockin' 7W, the farmer and rancher's go-to guy.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust's Foundation Female Program is now accepting applications through October 15th for area youth enrolled in 7th or 8th grade. The Foundation Female Program was established to award recipients with an interest-free loan to purchase 5 bred heifers and assist area youth in establishing their own cattle herd. For more information, qualifications, or to apply for a chance to receive a 0% APR loan, please visit your local Dakota Community Bank and Trust or go to dakotacommunitybank.com.
MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Mo Rest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
Our outdoor heritage is important to North Dakotans, and the state's oil and natural gas industry is advancing the possibilities for conservation. The North Dakota Outdoor Heritage Fund receives up to $40 million per biennium from oil and natural gas taxes. The industry is reclaiming land for future generations, and it's developing our state's natural resources in harmony with our great outdoors and wildlife. North Dakota Oil and Natural Gas, advancing the possibilities. Brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Foundation.
Pifer's Western team of Andy Murdoch and Jim Savvy would like to invite you to sit down and talk about the future of land planning. Whether you're looking at selling, buying, or options to hand it down to the next generation, Andy and Jim will lay out all of the options for you. It's a great time to buy or sell, and with interest rates to make it profitable. Pifer's Western team, Andy Murdoch and Jim Savvy. For more information or land updates, go to pifers.com.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust Foundation Female Program is now accepting applications through October 15th for area youth enrolled in 7th or 8th grade. The Foundation Female Program was established to award recipients with an interest-free loan to purchase 5 bred heifers and assist area youth in establishing their own cattle herd. For more information, qualifications, or to apply for a chance to receive a 0% APR loan, please visit your local Dakota Community Bank and Trust or go to dakotacommunitybank.com.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
On that road, but don't you worry, one day I'll settle down. And when that time comes, I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around.
Welcome back, everybody. Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition, all across the fruited plains here. K-Fire in Bismarck, KOLY in Mobridge, KGFX in Pierre, KLTC in Dickinson, and KCJB in Minot, as well as my YouTube channel, broadcasting live right now, Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio. I'm Scott Bachmeyer. My guest is Jake Wagner from Hangin' W Meats in Baker, Montana, nominated as one of the tow rope tour headliners here. That's hard to say. It's easy to say if you're probably saying it every day. I haven't used a tow rope in a long time, but hopefully this winter we'll have to use it a little bit. You said we have a chance of snow next week here. You and I were just discussing off air, and it's going to be highs of like 41 degrees here in some of the days. My old gelding is going to be just a little bit chilly riding across the plains there. Might be a little cold back.
Might be a little froggy. Might be a little froggy in the morning.
Might be a little jumpy. Oh man, it's even as an older horse, it sure does like to get a little spry once in a while. Wild Game Feed, Baker, Montana, November 13th. And one thing that people have to understand is this is where you can find it's. You go to a lot of events, whether it's any wildlife organization or a friends of NRA, and you see some nice guns, and then you see a whole bunch of like just regular guns. You really go on and above kind of the notch here, and you find very interesting high dollar guns. That's what I like about this here. And I had a text message. They said you did it online last year. Will you have the option of being live and online again this year? Will you do both of it?
That I don't know. The logistics could be a little tough on that. We could probably set it up, but that would be somebody like Devin's or Andrea's category that would be out of my realm. I wouldn't be opposed to it by any means, but yeah.
Right. You think about some of these guns that you have. I mean, they're valued pretty darn expensive here. I mean, people can get into them and maybe they get a raffle or whatever, but they have a good chance of walking out of there with a pretty high value gun.
Right. I mean, I have a couple that I don't even know what they're worth, but I know they're worth a lot.
Yeah.
I've got one appraisers can't even tell me what it's worth. So,
Priceless.
yeah, yeah. Well, you stumble into some things, as you know, and
Yeah.
But
Well,
we have some interesting things.
you should take that one down to Las Vegas and go to the Pawn Stars, and then they just bring in an appraiser, and it seems like they can put a price on everything.
Yeah. And then try to lowball you on it. Yeah.
That's how it is. You can say no and walk away and get a free appraisal.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I'll go with you.
Yep.
Haven't been to Vegas in a while.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of which, I know I'm going off subject here, Jake, but we had a local gal qualify for the Indian National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas at the end of the month here. And I mentioned this last week on my radio program. I'm putting together a raffle for some guns to raise money to help send her and her family down there. Because she was like, oh, I qualified, but I don't know. I can't afford to go. And the community backed her up and said, no, you're going. We're going to make sure you go.
Yep.
And so I'm putting the finalization on the guns here this weekend. I'll have the tickets printed next week. They'll go on sale, and it's going to be kind of a bundle of guns, whether you win first, second, third, or fourth here, and it's going to be a redraw. So you have your chance of winning every darn one of them. But it'll be a kind of a fun little thing I'm going to putting together, and stay tuned for that. So if you have a gun that you want to donate to it, Jake, no pressure on the air or nothing, but
I might have one. You never know.
Hey, well, let me know by tomorrow night, because I got to put the list together to send and get printed up. But anyway, more coming up. What other guns do you have? I know last time we talked, we had some special ones, and I'm sure you got a few more different ones here this time around. Give us an idea of what we can expect for quality of firearms this way.
Well, we have a lot of, I've got my usual batch of new guns, that are brand new. It was real tough this year finding, high-end new guns, especially I try to find wood. So that was a challenge. I think we got it down pretty good as far as those go. I don't have really anything, exotic there. I do have a few ones. I have, like a Savage, 125th anniversary edition commemorative, in a 250 Savage. So that's kind of a cool little gun there. But I do have the Iwo Jima commemorative set, which is a set of 3, and that will leave as a set. And actually, we had a really hard time finding the pistol because they only made 50 of them. And I finally got the pistol this summer, and I've got the complete set.
That's awesome. What caliber is that pistol in?
It's a 45. It's a 1911 45. Yep.
Nice. Oh, man.
And then, there's a Thompson Center machine gun, and then a 30 carbine. And they're all Iwo Jima commemorative. If you haven't seen this set, get online and look at it. They are beautiful.
Do you have some of these posted? Do you have an online presence for this?
We're Facebook.
Okay.
We're on Facebook, Fallon County Wild Game Feed. I don't know if that picture is on there. It is on our poster. I think, I don't know if you've seen our poster now, but it is, that picture of that set is on that poster.
I have it in my hand right now.
Yep.
Yeah, I have it right here. It's a event. And that leaves as a set of 3. That's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And then, we've got some, the other one I was talking about earlier that I couldn't, the appraisers couldn't kill me. It's a Browning 16 gauge, Sweet 16. And it's one in the very first editions, which they don't have very good records for. And it's chambered in an odd length that you don't see in shotguns anymore. And most of them have been rechambered to 2 3/4. This one has not. And the gun looks like it's still brand new, and it's somewhere around 115 years old plus.
Oh, man. It's not even in the big blue book?
No.
Okay. Interesting. See, now
not for a value, not for a hard value. It's not.
Okay.
I mean, you can approximate anything, but you can't get a hard value.
Yeah. I say, a trip to Vegas is what we need to do, man.
Well, you win it, and then we'll see what happens.
Okay, well, that sounds good. Where's that going to be on? Is it going to be on an auction?
I believe. Yeah, I think that's on a hat. I think that's on the hat table. So that's where that's at.
So, what kind of game hunts have you lined up here? I see there's a few of them here.
I have
Safari. I have no idea how to pronounce that.
Yeah, I can't either. I have a safari in South Africa. It's a 10-day hunt for two people. Once you get to Africa, everything is taken care of for your duration of your stay. And then there is $5,000 added in trophy fees. That's $2,500 per person.
That's good.
The only stipulation, it has to be two hunters. You can't take you and your wife, and then your wife sit there and watch. You cannot do that. It's got to be two hunters.
Okay.
I have a whitetail hunt in Minnesota. I was just at this place hunting. I believe I sent you a picture of the deer that I got.
It is phenomenal.
And then I have a North Dakota bull elk, and I have two North Dakota cow elks.
How'd you get that worked out?
Those are guaranteed hunts. They're actually those are on a high fence. It'd be a high fenced hunt.
Okay.
So, and the bull's actually, he's a pretty nice bull. I've seen pictures of him. He's a 6x5. So this is for the people that, have never killed an elk or, I know have always wanted to, kind of a thing. Or if you're a young person, and don't, you don't get to go elk hunting not too much.
Yeah.
It's only 25 miles from here. And, it's a neat place. It's, and they know they're being hunted. It's not an easy hunt either by any means.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people think the high fence is always a guaranteed gimme type thing. And in some places that may be, but there's some areas where it's a little bit more difficult, but that's awesome. Yeah. I mean, would you like to try to do it? Now you say you're going to share the whiskey jerky recipe with everybody this morning, and you made some of this for me. And going into a break like this is the only time I have a chance to answer the phones and do that kind of thing. But instead of doing that, I would like to give away 1 pack of the Pendleton whiskey jerky that you made me to the, let's say, the first person who texts me a picture of an antelope or a deer that they got this year at 701-423-6651. That's 701-423-6651. The first person to text me that photo, I'll get your address and send you a batch of jerky. More coming up your way. Dakota Prairie Outdoors.
Pfeiffer's Western team of Andy Murdoch and Jim Savvy would like to invite you to sit down and talk about the future of land planning. Whether you're looking at selling, buying, or options to hand it down to the next generation, Andy and Jim will lay out all of the options for you. It's a great time to buy or sell, and with interest rates to make it profitable. Pfeiffer's Western team, Andy Murdoch and Jim Savvy. For more information or land updates, go to Pfeiffers.com.
Rockin' 7W has all the panels you need. Freestanding panels, windbreak panels, feeder panels, and the original protester panel. If you don't know what that is, it's a sort panel that makes sorting calves from a cow a breeze. You can do it in a fraction of time with just one person on foot or horseback. You can custom order sizes to fit your current operation, or you can start from scratch. Rockin' 7W also does trailer repair on any size trailers, mobile welding, and custom cattle hauling. Call Justin at Rockin' 7W at 701-206-1030. That's 701-206-1030. Rockin' 7W, the farmer and rancher's go-to guy.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust's Foundation Female Program is now accepting applications through October 15th for area youth enrolled in 7th or 8th grade. The Foundation Female Program was established to award recipients with an interest-free loan to purchase 5 bred heifers and assist area youth in establishing their own cattle herd. For more information, qualifications, or to apply for a chance to receive a 0% APR loan, please visit your local Dakota Community Bank and Trust or go to dakotacommunitybank.com.
MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Mo Rest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
Our outdoor heritage is important to North Dakotans, and the state's oil and natural gas industry is advancing the possibilities for conservation. The North Dakota Outdoor Heritage Fund receives up to $40 million per biennium from oil and natural gas taxes. The industry is reclaiming land for future generations, and it's developing our state's natural resources in harmony with our great outdoors and wildlife. North Dakota Oil and Natural Gas, advancing the possibilities. Brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Foundation.
Piper's Western team of Andy Murdoch and Jim Savvy would like to invite you to sit down and talk about the future of land planning. Whether you're looking at selling, buying, or options to hand it down to the next generation, Andy and Jim will lay out all of the options for you. It's a great time to buy or sell, and with interest rates to make it profitable. Piper's Western team, Andy Murdoch and Jim Savvy. For more information or land updates, go to pifers.com.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust Foundation Female Program is now accepting applications through October 15th for area youth enrolled in 7th or 8th grade. The Foundation Female Program was established to award recipients with an interest-free loan to purchase 5 bred heifers and assist area youth in establishing their own cattle herd. For more information, qualifications, or to apply for a chance to receive a 0% APR loan, please visit your local Dakota Community Bank and Trust or go to dakotacommunitybank.com.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
On that road, but don't you worry, one day I'll settle down. And when that time comes, I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around.
Welcome back, everybody. Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition continues all across the Dakota Territory on KGFX and KOLY in South Dakota, K-Fire, KLTC, KCJB in the North Dakota side. And congratulations. The jerky, I should have known that I didn't have your address here, but yeah, but anyway, it's Head in the Lemon. The jerky is Head in the Lemon. 1 package of Pendleton jerky, Jake, courtesy of myself and Hanging W Meats in Baker, Montana. So good enough. And
Must not be too good if you're giving it away.
here's the thing. On my show, I'd like to try to get people interested in different things, and if they don't know what Pendleton is, I sure like to encourage them to find out what that is. One place when I was in Nashville, one bar is the only place that had Pendleton in the entire. Well, I went to a lot of them, and I'll tell you that right now, there's only one place that carried it. So I'm going to try to get as many people in. I'm a jerky freak, though. I like jerky. So
Right.
pretty much I'm batching it this weekend too. So guess what my lunch was yesterday? All right, but okay. Wild Game Feed in Baker coming up November 13th. Let's try and stir the pot a little bit, Jake. You ready for this?
Okay.
All right. EHD, Blue Tongue, whatever you want to call it, is going rampant across many areas of the Dakota Territory. I'm sure there's some parts in Montana too. Is it or not?
Right.
Yeah.
There is.
So I put a Facebook post out. I believe it was on Wednesday, Thursday, or whatever it was. I ran across just a ton of dead whitetail does down by the Little Missouri River on one of our pastures. And I mean, it literally smelled like death down there. And I posted the question, with all the reports of the EHD and all the dead whitetail deer, do you think that this year's deer season should be closed or not? Please explain. And so what's it like over in your side of the border over there on the Montana side? What's it look like?
Montana's different than North Dakota because you guys, you put in for, your whitetail buck, or you got to put in for a muley buck, and then
Yeah.
specific areas also.
Yeah.
Where here, our buck tags are good anywhere in the state. So, I don't see them closing our season down for the simple fact is you can go other parts of the state where it never hit.
Right.
What I do believe is we have over-the-counter doe tags, which I don't know how many jillions of whitetail doe tags they sell. I do know that they said that Montana has sold more doe tags than any time in history this year.
Well, that's a good
So
thing, though.
well, for them,
Yeah,
but we're like we're here where we don't have any whitetails left because they're all dead, as they are, same as in your neck of the woods. It's a waste of money.
Right.
So, I agree with part of it about shutting it down, but on the same hand, we still have lots of muleys. There's piles of them. If you're coming to kill a whitetail, you're shooting yourself in the foot. I mean, you need to go elsewhere. You need to go farther west because, I heard it's on the Yellowstone now, and if it gets on the Yellowstone, that's going to be huge.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of the comments here, as you can expect, most of the people on the western side of North and South Dakota are like, yes, please shut it down. Not only because of the EHD and the whitetail, but because of how dry the conditions are. And it is just scary, scary dry out here. But I have not been finding any mule deer dead because I was told it doesn't affect the mule deer. And then I was discussing it with some people south of the Marmouth area, and they said they're finding dead mule deer down there too. Is that, what are you finding out on that? I haven't personally found any dead mule deer.
It can get to muleys if it's a bad enough year, and antelope also. It can get them both, and not to the extent as whitetails. But what I think you're finding with what they're finding with their muleys that are dying is muleys need a native browse to survive. And I think with this dry year, I don't think that native grass grew. And I'm sure you've seen it too. You drive on the highway between the state line and Rame, and there's muleys all over the ditches.
Yeah.
And they're nothing but a bag of bones.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is they're not getting what they need to survive, and they're literally starving to death.
Yeah. One of the comments is, don't cancel the mule deer season, but it looks like whitetail may be shut down. And I know in North Dakota side right now, they're offering, if you want to turn your bow tag back in, you sure can. And they'll give, I think it's like a $20 refund or what have you. I don't know if you get to, if they're going to do that for the rifle season or not, but I already got requests. Don't worry. We'll get to the Pendleton jerky recipe. We got texts coming in, but I wanted to get through some of these comments here. And, no matter who I see, making comments on here, everyone has anyone heard an estimate of percentage of deer lost? Now that's a tough one because if you try to report it, like I had a whole bunch of bucks that I found dead in a stubble field. And it's antelope season. The game and fish guy, he's busy with the antelope hunters. He's not going to cut out and come all the way up and do this. And so, that's kind of hard to get a percentage, I think. I really do. But in some areas, they're saying an 80% death loss in whitetail in certain areas of the states. So I don't know. What would you rate it in your area?
I think it's spotty. There's places where they're saying it's 100%.
Yeah.
My taxidermist in South Dakota told me it's 100% there. And I know I haven't been out to home yet. Of course, I live between Baker and you, Scott, or where I grew up, and the big whitetails there. And I haven't been out there. We got whacked with it last year and lost half of them, and I'm about positive we probably lost the other half.
Yeah. I got one guy says keep it open. Last year, Game and Fish offered the tag buyback for the units around the Bowman area. He says, I kept my tag and I shot my biggest deer to date. He said, what's the success rate on a normal year on the rifle season? 70%? So I guess, good way to look at it that way. And,
right.
TJ here, maybe the Game and Fish should revoke at least the whitetail tags in the hard hit areas, so maybe I don't know what, more people. Does your guest, don't worry, I'll get to the jerky. Good grief, people. we might as well get this right here. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking at areas all the way from Jamestown, all across the state, no matter where you are here. But it sure seems like everybody's having some issues one way or shape or form or another. I know my buddy Riley up there at Tree for Red Angus, he was showing videos of walking through some corn and they're just dead inside the corn. You probably haven't seen a lot of them yet because some people haven't harvested everything.
I had some friends that chopped their corn. They had it on a pivot, and I don't think it was a huge field, but a decent sized field. I don't know, 100 acres probably. And they chopped that field of corn, and they found 60 dead whitetails in that one field.
How many?
So 60.
60 of them.
Yep.
Oh man. Yeah, I got pictures here of people harvesting and just driving around the dead deer here, trying to harvest around them. So yeah, I'm telling you right now, it's a scary, scary area, and then you get around some central parts of like Grant County, and you get into the res and everything, and all the way down through the Missouri River Valley through South Dakota too, and they're not having as big issues in some areas, but some areas they still are. This one guy, he's like, hey, he says, I think they should keep it open. I hit 2 of them with my vehicle here the other day. So, yeah. So I don't know what you do here, but let's talk about your recipe for Pendleton jerky. Now you made this out of my my heifer, so this is beef jerky. I'm guessing do you do it any differently for deer or elk?
I've not used this recipe on wild game.
Okay, so this is just
it
beef.
can be used. It can be used. Obviously, but you don't. It's not just Pendleton. You can use any whiskey you want.
Mm-hmm.
So you're a Pendleton fan, so we made it out of Pendleton.
What's your choice?
I've got several. There's some whiskey that's made down in Deadwood that I really like. It's a cinnamon whiskey. If you like Fireball, this stuff out of Deadwood beats that hands down. The one I use the most of is Caramel Velvet. Caramel Black Velvet. And that people really seem to enjoy.
People still drink Black
Crown
Velvet?
Royal does well. Crown Royal does well. Pendleton obviously does well. So it just, it all depends on what you like to, most hunters seem to drink. So it just depends on your favorite whiskey.
How about bourbon? Have you ever tried it?
I tried it. I made it with Jack. Yeah, I've made it with Jack, and you really couldn't taste the bourbon. And I don't really know why, but it seemed like that it cooked out of it.
And that's what I think too. Is the alcohol is going to cook out of it. We know that. So It's not like you're going to get drunk off of eating jerky or nothing like that. But
the flavor is there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. So I don't know. I only made it the one batch out of the Jack Daniels, and I was not impressed. I might try another batch at some point in time just to see what it does. But it seems like your Canadian whiskeys work the best.
Okay. Well, give us the recipe.
All right. Well, this is for a 10-pound batch, and this is a tenderized jerky. So if you're gonna make it out of beef, go to the store and buy cube steak or dig it out of your freezer. The same thing with your wild game. You're gonna need to tenderize it. So, and then you cut it into strips, and then you put it into this marinade. And the marinade consists of 1 heaping tablespoon of Tender Quick, 1 tablespoon of onion powder, 3 1/3 tablespoons of black pepper. You're going to have 1 1/3 cups of brown sugar, 1 1/3 cups of soy sauce, 1 1/3 cups of Worcestershire sauce, and 3 cups of whiskey.
Now, did it start with 4 cups, but you drank 1?
No, it didn't work like that. But I've got all these from all the different kinds I've made. I've got all these part bottles of whiskey laying around the meat shop. So, you have a hard day, you can make it better. And then you mix all that up, and then you put your strip, where you've cut it into your tenderized strips, and you put that in there. And what I do is I put it, let it sit for about an hour, and then I put it into a vacuum pack bag, and then vacuum pack it and let it sit for about 10 days. Obviously, everybody can't do that. You know, get it into a bowl and cover it, put it in your fridge, and then stir it every day for about 4 or 5 days, and then you're going to have to get it out of your fridge and cook it. And I smoke it in a smoker at 170 degrees with cherry wood, and it's in the smoker for 4 to 5 hours. And I might have had 2 people that didn't care for this jerky out of hundreds.
Yeah.
It's really good stuff.
That's a great mix here. I tried to write it as fast as I could. So and everybody else is too. I'm trying to write it down. Usually, you see a lot of things when you buy them, it's always in 25 pound. It's nice to get a recipe for a 10 pound instead of always having to make so much all the time.
And I forgot one thing. There's 3 tablespoons of molasses too.
Molasses.
Yep. 3 tablespoons. I forgot about that one.
Is this something that you made up in your own recipe, or was it handed down?
No, this is something I actually found. I was scrolling through jerky recipes one day, and it's one I found, and then I ad-libbed to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right.
So
people are going to try. Well, I tell you what, the family over in Lemon's going to get some here, and they're going to enjoy it. I guarantee here. So, and maybe next week we should do is when I bring my other meat over, my antelope, I'm going to have you do a hot and spicy blend on that one, and we'll see if people can. Ghost pepper is what I'm looking at getting next time there, Jake. So.
Well, I have. If you like hot and spicy, I used to have this years ago when I owned a bar and we made homemade pizzas, and we had a pizza called the Pizza of Fire. And if you could eat it, it was free. And I actually stumbled across the hot sauce we use to make this with. It's the hottest sauce in the world.
Okay, I don't want
so
it.
If you like hot sausage, I'll tell you what. You come to me and I'll make you some, and we'll see if you can eat it or not.
We'll have a challenge. We'll have a live.
And that'll go for anybody out there. All these people that think they really like hot stuff. You bring me some stuff, and I'll make you some hot sausage, and we'll see if you can eat it.
No, you can even do this on the sausage side too.
Stupid.
Yeah. Oh, I like hot, but sometimes it gets to a point where it's too much, but where it burns.
Oh my God!
So
There's anybody things out there that are ridiculous?
Did anybody ever get through the pizza and make it?
I had a couple that did. I had a group of Latinos that come in that were working, and they were honest to God from Mexico, and they ordered it, and it was a large, and they ate it. And they had sweat pouring off of them. And they said that was one of the hottest things that they'd ever eaten.
And that says a lot coming from Mexico.
Right. And then I had one friend of mine that ate it, and he got her down, but I know it was painful.
Is he still alive?
Oh, yeah, he's still alive. Yeah, he's still alive. But
I guarantee
those were the only ones.
I guarantee those people that ate that pizza probably will never get COVID-19.
Probably a lot of things they won't get.
Big Daddy Dave down in Pierce says you need to post that marinade recipe for us that are too slow to write the whole thing down that quick. So,
I can go through it again a little slower if you want.
Well, I tell you what we'll do is why don't you send it to me, and then I'll post it on my Facebook post, and we'll do it that way.
Okay, I'll just take a pic. I'll take a picture of it, and then I'll just text it to you.
Yeah, that'll be the easiest way. Because we could go through it over and over and over. Well, why not? Do it one more time just to make sure, because I'm going to get it myself. So a 10 pound, we start with tenderized steak cut into strips. Go from there.
Yep. And typically I like them, around a ½ inch to no more than 3/4 of an inch thick before they go through the tenderizer.
Okay.
And then, this is for a 10-pound batch once again. And so you need 1 heaping tablespoon of Tender Quick. Okay. And then you need 1 tablespoon of onion powder.
Good enough.
And then you need 3 1/3 tablespoons of black pepper.
I like black pepper.
3 tablespoons of molasses.
Okay.
1 1/3 cups of brown sugar. 1 1/3 cups of soy sauce, 1 1/3 cups of Worcestershire sauce, and 3 cups of whiskey.
And I had some, and then you marinate for 1 hour.
Yeah, let it sit for an hour. Yep. And then I put it in bags and backpack it, and then I let it sit for 2 weeks that way because air can't get to it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're putting it in a bowl in your fridge, I would say 3 to 4 days, and I would stir it every day, mix it up every day. That's the good thing about putting it in bags and backpack, and I can walk by it, pick it up, and shake it for a couple seconds every day.
Yep.
But if you got it in your fridge, stir it, every day, once a day for 3 to 4 days, and then you're going to smoke it at 170 for approximately 4 hours. And I use cherry wood for smoke.
Perfect.
If you go with a different variety of smoke, and I know people like mesquite and all that other stuff, you have to remember that's a harsher wood, and you'll get a more bitter flavor.
Yeah. Yeah. How about hickory?
Hickory, we've actually done it with hickory. It's okay, but it's not as good as cherry. Cherry really puts the finish on that. That really brings that flavor out, those flavors out in that jerky, and that's why I think people like it so well.
Yeah.
Apple would probably be okay, but you'd want to go real light on your smoke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Get a little bit too much, and Jesse just commented, you can always go to the YouTube channel and rewatch this and get it again. So you can do
Right.
that. But well, coming down to the close again, the big game feed, wild game feed is coming up November 13th at the fairgrounds, just south of Baker a little bit. And starting at around 4:00. And when I tell you what, bring your kids. It's a family event. It's a fun little time to do it here. It's free to get in. Cost you a little bit to play the games and a free will offering for the meal, but you won't regret it here. And plus some of the best ones that you can. A text message is coming in, says, hey, thanks, Jake, for coming on the radio.
The other thing I forgot too on that hunt table when we were talking, I have a trip to the NFR.
Oh, good enough. NFR. Well, I tell you what, we're up against here. We're going to continue on YouTube here a little bit, give more information on this. Jake Wagner with Hangin' W Meats is my guest. Thanks so much for him coming on the program. Eat some meat, drink some milk, and enjoy it. If you're getting rain, enjoy it. And also, thank a private landowner. Thanks for coming on today. All right, stations, thank you so much here. Jake, let's give a quick couple information here about if people have questions, comments, getting onto the Facebook post. What, again, is that page that you guys have?
Fallon County Wild Game Feed.
Fallon County Wild Game Feed. Okay.
Yep.
And, there's a chance that you could use that possibly for your live auction if a guy wanted to.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not the logistics guy on that kind of a thing, but I think it's something we could possibly make work. But I know it's so hectic that day and that night that it's something that I would not be a part of because I get too many other things to do.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to.
And then another thing there too is that for whatever reason the internet is real spotty up there at the fairgrounds, and I know that, like with our ATM we have a nightmare.
Well, I know a gal that might be an Ollie today that I might be able to talk to and see if we can get that updated a little bit, at least for that weekend.
Okay,
would be nice. I'm not saying she's going to get her done, but we'll. She's in head of the what is that, West River or that Mid River. There you go. So we'll see if we can get maybe a little bump for the weekend on that, because that would be kind of fun, because it's a 100% volunteer and donated. So it would be kind of nice to see that.
Yep.
So, all right, man. Well, I am gonna go hook up my trailer and see if I can get across these the roads up there by Williams Dam. There's a spot of no surfaced area, so we'll see if I can mud through that baby and get over that way.
Well, I'm gonna look outside and see if it's gonna be worth go antelope hunting or not. I might just stay in the house.